once said that if you desire peace and freedom, the general said you must at all times be prepared to defend it. And he defended it in several different locations throughout the very new country. We in Bucks County believe the most important location was that turning point in the American Revolution, which occurred right here at the crossing. And the original patriots, some of those original patriots that were with him, of course, are buried here at the park. And the patriots, the modern day patriots now, are being buried right up the hill at Washington Crossing National Cemetery.
Let me tell you, I am so thrilled to be standing at this spot, because not more than a few years ago, there were a number of community representatives, many of whom are here today, that we ought to thank. And today is really a day about thanks, because those people, at a time when the state was having significant budget problems and it looked like the annual crossing was not going to take place, stood, actually back here about 5 feet, and said, we are not going to allow this to happen. And those people came together and formulated a new group that ultimately ended up being the Friends of Washington Crossing, and demanded that the history of this site be respected. Now the truth is, and it's important to have a little bit of history on this, the state was well on its way towards planning at that time for what we see behind us. And let me tell you, Maury Zimmerman did a phenomenal job in incorporating the traditional elements of Bucks County, the elements of this building that date back to the 40s when the original Keystone building was made, and the modern architecture. And when you walk through, I think you will feel like I do, and that is extremely proud that this is a place we can bring all our friends and relatives to teach them about how important this site is.
The advantage we have is that the building has the modern amenities that we're used to in society today, but at the same time it has the appearance of potentially being around some 100+ years ago. I think at the end of the day, if more people like yourselves would come out and appreciate this park, that was what was meant a long, long time ago. And hopefully in the future, more people will come and enjoy what we have here. As a committed corporate citizen of Delaware Valley, Lockheed Martin endeavors to support many worthy causes in our community. And like many who are here today, we were troubled to learn of the difficulties facing the Washington Crossing Historical Park several years ago. So in the fall of 2009, we sat down and talked about ways that Lockheed Martin could support the park. We were determined to help preserve and promote this historic site. The compelling stories of courage and personal fortitude that turned the tide of a Revolutionary War over 200 years ago all resonated with our core values of our company and our people. It was in this spirit that we decided to fund the addition of the dedicated education wing to the Park Visitor Center. Our thanks go to Pennsylvania Historical and Museum Commission and Friends of Washington Crossing Park, who helped guide us in this very important mission. With the reopening of the Visitor Center, we are taking an important step in the rebirth of Washington Crossing Historic Park. For many of us, including both my wife and I, who grew up in Bucks County, this park has been part of our entire lives. We visited the park as part of as youngsters and learned about the supreme sacrifice of our forefathers made on this ground 200 years ago. We must continue to teach the generations to come and share its heritage and stories with our children and grandchildren. This year, Lockheed Martin celebrates its centennial anniversary. Throughout our first 100 years, we have not forgotten who we are, our history, our ideals, and our culture. And we have never forgotten who we work for, the men and women who continue to protect our liberties and freedoms in service to our country. So to conclude, I'd like to present Mr. Vaughn, Executive Director of the Pennsylvania Historical Museum Commission, with a ceremonial check representing the culmination of the $400,000 that Lockheed Martin has contributed to the reopening of the center. Mr. Vaughn?
Thank you, Jim. I'm very honored to be a part of a very strong group here at Washington Crossing Historic Park, the Friends of Washington Crossing Park. I'm just one of 15 board members who are extremely dedicated, put in hundreds of hours, and do their best to make this facility the best for visitors from around the world and around the region. Many times I come here during the week and I meet people from across the country who really don't take this for granted. They come here and want to see where Washington crossed, they want to see the buildings, and having been a volunteer here for the past 20 years, I've seen it in various states of decay to the point where it actually did become embarrassing to have to tell people they have to go to a trailer at the end of the road. And we are all very, very honored to have this building in the state it is today, and everyone behind me had a significant part to play in bringing this to the public. I know Representative Petrie carried the flame for this project for so long, we thought he was auditioning for the Statue of Liberty. And I'm very proud of the work that they did, proud of the PHMC, proud of the architects, and to offer this to everyone out here. And also, the fact that you're here today, you came back, and you deserve this. You deserve this building. You deserve to be able to come in here and bring your relatives and your friends here, and hopefully you come back more often. But today, enjoy this beautiful weather. I know the Commission of Visitors Bureau takes credit for it. Thank you, Jerry. And also building on with the good part about being the last speaker is you can build on what some of the other speakers talked about. I know somebody mentioned about coming here as a child, and I hear stories like that often where people came here as children with their parents. And one interesting story is the site administrator here, Joan Hauger, who always told stories of her parents bringing her here and her brother here, and enjoyed not just the visitor center but also the fields and the river and the picnic areas. And how neat is that to enjoy that as a child and actually come back here and work here and be the site administrator. So it's just it's one of those interesting stories that you hear from people all the time that are visiting this park. So please, after the ribbon cutting, we have cake, we have chocolate to take with you. You have a free run of the place to walk around and enjoy it. It's your building, and as I said before, you do deserve this. And before I get off the podium, I just want to recognize the board members that are here today. If you could please stand, the Friends of Washington Crossing Park board members.
1, 2, 3. Hey!
Please come in, enjoy our new building. It's yours to walk around. There are people inside to assist you, answer questions that you may have, and enjoy the refreshments. Thanks for coming today.
Ladies and gentlemen, please. At this time, I would like to make a ceremonial cut of the cake. I would like to thank everyone for coming. This is truly a magnificent time for the park. Thank you again.
Hi, here we are at our new visitor center, and we have a lot of room for a lot of nice things, and we have a few over here. We have an original letter from George Washington that's handwritten. We have some muskets and some pistols and a few more things. So we're looking for a good future, and thanks for coming to the opening of the park that are all here today.